Okay, listen. I am not a person with a particularly strong nationalist streak. I don't really care about nation states, countries, or America. Even with the Ukraine situation, I really more just care about the logistics and aesthetics of their national defense because they are defending themselves against imperialist aggression. I believe it is the prerogative of socialists worldwide to support anyone in their attempts to resist the occupation of fascist governments. That is something I am broadly in favor of. And a lot of the mythologization of the conflict that is taking place right now is the kind that I'm comfortable engaging in because it's a celebration of wartime heroism. See, being a hero, dying to protect people you care about, I don't think that's some uniquely nationalist trait. That's something valuable regardless of the context in which it's demonstrated in. And whether I'm celebrating heroism in a citizen climbing up a three-story building to save a baby from a burning building, or celebrating a Ukrainian war engineer who blows a bridge with him on it to prevent a Russian tank advance. Heroism is something worth celebrating. And I can't believe I'm doing this, but guys, I think that President Zelensky is kind of mythologizing himself right now. I actually can't believe it. I actually can't fathom it. It defies all logic and all conceptualization. I can't believe this is the world that we're living in. Okay, look, the the story of leaders choosing to fight alongside their soldiers is something that we typically hear about in like medieval combat. And even then it wasn't common. Kings didn't fight alongside their soldiers. If you went back 1,000 years further, maybe sometimes, but it's not common. It's never been common, not in any era. But President Zelensky has chosen to remain in the city of Kiev, their capital, which is under siege every day. He has chosen to remain there, not in a bunker, not in some, 200-foot underground concrete, a hole, but on the street.
Голова Офісу президента тут.
He is reminding the people of his country that he is staying there with them. It's unfathomable. I actually can't believe it. It defies all military logic. Any other leader would sensibly, and I would not fault them for this, would run to Poland or to an EU nation and lead lead a government in exile from such a position. That is the standard thing one would do. I would not blame them for doing this. But he's there on the streets. He's been posting video updates where you can see the sky. There's a lot of fake info online saying that I've told our army to surrender, that there's an evacuation. No.
Складати зброю, нашу армію і йде евакуація. Значить так, я тут.
He's vlogging in a city that's under siege. Kiev has air raid sirens active now. Right now, as I'm recording this, currently. Right now. This is the second video he posted from that angle. This is the first one.
Всім доброго ранку, українці. Зараз в мережі.
When the United States offered to give him a ride out of the country, when the United States said, hey, would you like to, possibly not be there? He said, the fight is here. I need ammunition, not a ride. I can't. This is insane. Whether he lives or dies through this conflict, he's going to be remembered, in all likelihood, as one of the greatest war heroes since World War II. The idea of a head of state, a president, staying in the city under siege against a much larger army it defies logic. It's anime bullshit. It's like something that you would write in a hokey book. It's a story. It's a story that you would tell. But it's not only happening, we're getting live vlogs of it. It's absolutely absurd. Don't forget his part-time job is also being the ghost of Kiev. Yeah, of course. Kiev is blacked out right now. Yes, Kiev is going to be shelled soon. It is unimaginable. Now, there are a couple potential explanations for this, but I'm going to hammer on the one that I think is most likely, okay? Now, I want to be clear, by the way. I've looked into Zelensky's presidency. I do not agree with the man on everything, okay? I don't want to give the impression that it should be impossible to criticize some of the things that he has done, which one would disagree with, simply because of his behavior now. Though I will admit, given the mythological significance of what he has currently chosen to do, I do find those critiques, at least at this moment, fairly meaningless. If anything deserves to take precedent in an analysis of one's life and moral worth, what he is doing right now would be it. It is difficult to imagine any action one could take which would better justify, I mean, Christ, what one is remembered by, what one is remembered as after they're gone. I don't know if he's going to survive this conflict, of course. At this point, if he dies, he will die as a martyr. If he dies at this point, he is going to be woven into the national mythology of Ukraine until the end of time. If Ukraine as a nation dissolves, the people of Ukraine will remember him. He is forever cemented his legacy, and if he survives, he's probably going to win his re-election in whatever more than a landslide is. His re-election vote totals are going to look like what Assad's fake election vote totals look like, you know, except real. It's going to be like a Roosevelt situation. Yeah, 101% of the vote. It's going to look ridiculous, you know. Just unbelievable. The war effort for Ukraine is going better than I think anyone dared hope. I understand that when I say this, and keep in mind, I still fully expect Ukraine to fall at some point, to fall to the overwhelming military superiority of Russia for a time. Not permanently, but for a time. But the fact that it has held out for this long, the fact that this is the blood that is being let, is incredible. You know, I mean, we have reports from the Ukrainian Ministry of Defense, the defenses they have been able to mount, and they have been exceptional. I mean, defy expectations. This is of the end of their last night, so this doesn't even count the past 24 hours. 14 airplanes lost, so much for taking to complete air superiority. 8 helicopters, 102 tanks, 536 armored cars, 15 artillery pieces, 1 Buk-1 system rocketry, and 3,500 Russians dead. And this info is out of date. Apparently, according to them, they've killed another 1,000, and they took down 2, what are they, IL-72? Fully loaded transport planes. Took those ones out of the sky while fully loaded. Who knows how many hundreds of men and millions of dollars of equipment were atomized. 76, yeah. When those got taken down. Genuinely difficult to say. And about 50 million each, yeah. Extraordinary. Yes, the sunflower fields bloom. Yes, may they bloom next spring. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I genuinely can't believe it. And that's not all. That's not all either. Plans are moving forward to disconnect Russia and Belarus from the SWIFT system, with Kazakhstan refusing Russia aid in troops, Russia blowing through a good portion of its reserves, trying to maintain the worth of its currency, futilely. It goes... Oh, God, I have to separate this into segments. Listen, the war for Ukraine was a war of morale, okay? And Zelensky has, in a show not only of personal courage and valor, but of tactical brilliance, Zelensky has won the morale war in a manner which cannot be undone by the Russian government. There's nothing the Russian government can do to undo this. Zelensky choosing to stay and fight in the capital of Kiev, even if he is killed, even if the capital city is taken, the Ukrainian people will never abide the continued presence of Russian soldiers. Never, 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 never. And with stuff like this happening, as well. Can you imagine? Lviv-based Pravda brewery switches to making Molotov cocktails. The Ukrainian army is handing out guns. Their breweries are making Molotov cocktails. There are posts all over social media of Ukrainian citizens in Kyiv just making as many Molotov cocktails as they can. They will never abide Russian occupation. The Ukraine is a threshing machine for Russian soldiers. They will meet naught but death there. And that is only the case because they have, at least to this point, maintained such exceptionally high morale. And I think a lot of that is due directly to Zelensky. I cannot fathom any other leader of a sovereign nation choosing to stay and fight in a besieged city. I cannot. Can you imagine? It's ridiculous to even think about. Can you imagine like a Obama goes to Iraq? I mean, what it's silly. It's like a joke. It's something that someone would write in like a joke comic, you know, like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if life really was this stupid and narrative driven? Except it's happening. Okay. Absolutely obscene. In the best possible way. An obscene breach of reality. Narrativization leaks into the real world just a little bit here in Zelensky's bravery and in the bravery of the Ukrainian troops. Okay, my dear editors, cut this. We have more to talk about. Cut. Shh, I have more to talk about.